Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Montgomery College and our state-of-the-art healthcare facility. I'm pleased to see all of you here, particularly a bunch of old friends from the MC Foundation. One of those friends has always been the Hard family and Bill, and he's responsible for all kinds of really good things at Montgomery College. And I learned a great story about the family today. There are two Pams, there are two Bills, there are two Debbies, a guy named Jeff, and a dog named Jeff. And so I'm thankful to all of those folks for being here today. So we have a program for you, and then we're going to give you a tour of some amazing labs through the generation of the Hard family. So thank you very, very much for that. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our strategic and visionary leader here at Montgomery College for the past couple of years, Dr. Jermaine F. Williams.
Wow. Good morning, everybody. I will be brief. Here for a good time, not a long time, and we're here to really uplift and amplify Bill Hard and your family, the contributions that you have made that really help to change the world, that really individually, help students identify their goals, achieve their goals, and really help out all of our community members. We were talking about a ripple effect, a cascading, if you will, just a few moments ago. And the fact that your generosity is able to help that cascading effect, that culture of care that I've heard about and I've read about that Pam had, not only in her nursing career, but with her family, keeping her family a priority. And what you've been able to do through scholarships and now through this lab, makes the world a better place. It gives students and our residents opportunities that they would not have had. And we think about the technology and the way in which technology changes, what we do minute to minute. This just speaks to catapulting us into the future. So, it is, it's just with deep and sincere appreciation that we're able to share this moment with you and your family because of you and your family. So thank you so very, very much, Mel. Thank you.
Oh, we are so excited to have you all here in our Health Sciences Center. I'm Monique Davis. I serve as Dean of Health Sciences and Director of Nursing here at Montgomery College. Words cannot express the appreciation we have for you, Bill, and your family. And today you have your daughter, Kate, and her husband, Kaylee, and brother Brock, and Jess, and then we have your son, Matt, and we have his wife, Alicia. We're so thankful that we also have your granddaughter, Vanessa, and her boyfriend, Peter, here with us today.
Sorry, Peter.
Sorry, Peter. You're on Front Street. Sorry, Peter. You're a good sport. And then we have your sister, Deborah, and her husband, Barry. And we have Mrs. Pamela Hard, sister Deborah, all the way from Texas. And Kate is all the way from California. And then we also have Bill's brother Mrs. Pam's brother, Bill, and his wife, Kyle Payton. And Deborah, your sister, is from Rhode Island. Is that correct? Okay, so we have you all from all over the country, and we're super excited and thankful for your unwavering support of our students and the continuous support of our nursing program. Because of your commitment to the nursing education program here at Montgomery College, together we are able to realize the mission of the college. Montgomery College is where students discover their passions, unlock their potential to transform lives, enrich the community, and change the world. Montgomery College's nursing program is in its 58th year of educating nurses who not only serve Montgomery County, but the state of Maryland, the surrounding area, as well as around the world. In 1965, Ms. Helen Statz was the guiding force behind the creation of our nursing program, and in 1966, we admitted our first class. Our nursing program continues to grow to meet the needs of our vast community. With these recent renovations of classroom spaces and our lovely student lounge into these instructional skill lab spaces, we are now able to meet the learning needs for our increased enrollment capacity from 128 students each fall and each spring to 192 students each fall and spring. We are also able to expand our workforce development and continuing ed programs, specifically with our certified nursing assistant, and we're embarking on a new journey with our newest program, Licensed Practical Nursing, which will address the great needs in our long-term care areas within the county. With these lab spaces, specifically the Pamela R. Hard Nursing Skills Lab, our faculty and staff are positioned to facilitate the teaching and learning processes essential in building our students' care and clinical skills in a safe and controlled environment before they go out to clinical to deal with real patients. On behalf of the nursing faculty, staff, students, everyone here at Montgomery College, we are thankful to you, Bill, and your family in honoring Mrs. Pamela R. Hard, registered nurse, RN, through not only your financial support, but also through your personal engagement and encouragement with our students when we have our meet and greets, at our annual scholarship luncheon, and you always come with your big bright smile. Thank you, Bill, and thank you to everyone who is here to honor Mrs. Hard today. I would now like to welcome Ms. Joyce Matthews, who is our Vice President of Development and Alumni Relations and our Executive Director of the Montgomery College Foundation, for some remarks. Thank you.
And welcome, everyone. We're just delighted to have all of you here. You already know that Bill is a beloved member of our foundation board, and we're just so excited to celebrate this special day. I do want to recognize the other members of the foundation board who are here today. If you can just give a little wave, Erica Weber, we have Ken Becker, Marty Colburn against the wall there, Bobby Schulman, and did I get everybody? Connie McGuire, yes. So welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. It's especially meaningful for your foundation directors to get to meet your extended family, your and Pam's children and grandchildren and siblings and special boyfriend Peter. We're so happy you're here. So welcome everyone. So thank you. I've been working in development many years. I've been at Montgomery College almost 5, but it is with all sincerity that I say that gifts like the one that Bill has made in memory of Pam are really just the most significant and meaningful to all of us to see them to come to fruition. When someone makes a gift in memory of someone, what they're saying is that they want their loved one's legacy and their legacy to continue, and for others to know and benefit from the passion and dedication that was reflected in their life. And that is certainly what Bill has done through this establishment of the Pamela Hard RN Nursing Lab. And as you know, this is not the first time Bill honored Pam and her chosen career. He surprised Pam on her birthday in 2016 by endowing the Pamela R. Hard General Nursing Scholarship and presenting it to her as a gift. And understanding how much nursing meant to Pam, he knew that she would appreciate a gift that allowed others to follow in her footsteps. I see some people nodding. You know that is to be true. To study diligently, to learn the myriad of skills required of a nurse, and importantly, to embrace the empathy that is most often at the core of a great nurse. And even though Pam wasn't practicing as a nurse at that time, she continued to embrace the role of caregiver to her children, to their friends, their neighbors, their neighbors' children, their neighbors' friends, and eventually to her beloved grandchildren. To date, Pam's scholarship has helped 13 students pursue their nursing degree at Montgomery College. And because Pam's scholarship is endowed, it will be awarded in perpetuity, which means countless others will have the same opportunity to pursue this rewarding career. In just a moment, you'll get to hear from a scholarship recipient, Samantha, who goes by Sam Fajeda, who is one of Pam's scholarship recipients and who vividly recalls the words Bill shared with her when they had lunch last spring. We often hear that some careers are a calling, and this is definitely the case for nursing. On the average, we looked up that a nurse in a hospital will see approximately 8 patients a day multiplied by 5 days a week and 48 to 50 weeks a year. It's almost 2,000 patients per year that are cared for by a single nurse. And because of the Hard family's thoughtfulness and generosity, it's just amazing to think of, 2,000 patients per year being helped by one of her scholarship recipients, and what a legacy to celebrate. So now with the addition of the Pamela Hard RN Nursing Lab, even more students will be able to carry on her legacy of caring for others. Each time one of our nursing students walks through the lab door, which we are going to do in a few minutes, he or she will see Pam's photo, which we will unveil in a few moments, and be reminded of her legacy. These future nurses will also be reminded of Pam's family, who loved her so much that they established this lab in her memory. It's now my privilege to introduce Sam and the scholarship recipients.
My name is Samantha Fajeda, go by Sam. I'm a proud Pamela Hard Nursing Scholarship recipient who is currently enrolled in MC's nursing program. And everything goes according to plan, hopefully, cross our fingers. Next month, I will be a proud MC nursing graduate. Fingers crossed. All right. I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Hard at lunch in the spring, and there I heard him talk about his wife and how much she loved nursing. Hearing him talk about her was very inspiring to me. My nursing journey story started initially with my mom, as also being a nurse. I saw her passion and wanted to follow in her footsteps. I grew up here in Montgomery County and moved to Brazil during my teenage years. I came back to Germantown when I was 18 by myself after finishing high school to start my journey at MC. I have always had a connection with Montgomery County since I was a little girl. I kept in touch with some childhood friends who attended MC and highly recommended this nursing program. This motivated me to stay close to my roots and not go anywhere else. Before being accepted into the nursing program, I had to successfully complete the required prerequisites. I took many of my courses at night after working a full-time job. As we all know, nursing school is a journey. Working full-time and keeping up with my nursing school simply wasn't doable at the time. In order to be successful and become the nurse that I dream of becoming, I have had to fully dedicate myself to learning as much as I can. I have been able to do this because of the generosity of Mr. Hard, which I appreciate, who established this scholarship in honor of his wife. When I heard that I was selected as a Pamela Hard Nursing Scholarship recipient, it was the answer to my prayers. Her scholarship allows me to remain focused for my dream. I have learned so much in this program and continue to be very excited to get through this last semester. Over the summer, I had the opportunity to participate in a 6-week independent study externship in the emergency room at Holy Cross Silver Spring across the street. And this hands-on experience further reassured me that this was the right path for me, and that this was my true passion at hand. This experience also opened doors for me academically and professionally. I'm excited to share as well that I have been offered an opportunity to work at Holy Cross Silver Spring in the ED once I graduate as a new grad nurse. So fingers crossed. Yes, thank you. Having this opportunity waiting for me is just incredible and very motivating. I couldn't have achieved and completed everything that I have done without Mr. Hard's support. Your scholarship reminds me that you believe in my potential. I truly appreciate this opportunity you have given me, helping me through my nursing journey and allowing me to finish this journey here at Montgomery College. During our lunch, I remember Mr. Hard saying how his late wife was always the medical source and the nurse of the family, and that everybody went to. I can say I have started to experience this, although I haven't gotten my degree yet. So I hope I can help and continue this passion to help everyone that I can, just like she did. This scholarship has provided me the opportunity to continue my studies to become a great and knowledgeable nurse within our community. I am forever grateful to Mr. Hard and his family. So thank you once again. And it is now my pleasure to introduce my scholarship donor, Mr. Bill Hard.
Talk about tough acts to follow. Jeez. I was going to talk about Pam and the college and my scholarship recipients, but I feel like I'd probably just talk about Peter now. Right? Just kidding. Well, I can probably throw away half of what I was going to say because I think everybody here has really covered it. But first of all, thank you to everybody for Dr. Williams and Dr. Davis and Joyce and Sam, obviously. I knew as soon as I met her that she's got it. Whatever it is, she's got it. And she's not unique in that in terms of the nursing scholarship recipients that I've had the great pleasure to meet. I was going to introduce my family. I don't need to do that any longer. So I'll start with kind of the three inspirations that I brought me here today, and I think probably everybody else here today as well. And if not, maybe you'll learn a little bit about Montgomery College and the nursing scholarships. Pam always wanted to be a nurse. Actually, at home, I have her candy striper uniform hanging up in a closet. And I don't know, Deb, I don't know how old she was, but probably middle school, junior high school. Yeah, yeah, always. I've known Deb since she was 13. So she knew Pamela, and Billy knew Pam longer than I did. But she always wanted to be a nurse. So she pursued that when she went to the University of Rhode Island. Graduated in 1971 with her BSN, and we were married shortly thereafter, like 5 months after. She immediately started practicing as a nurse. She practiced for 10 years, both first in a hospital setting and then in private practice. And then children started coming along, first Kate and then Matt, and then my youngest son, Jamie, is out in Denver and couldn't make it today. But she never wanted to lose that connection with people and the empathy that just was such a core part of her. So I was doing a little bit of research before this, and I came across an article from 1984 so Matthew was a year old, Katie was 3 years old, and she was volunteering at hospice. And she continued to do that for as long as she could, for many, many years in a couple of different organizations. And I think that tells you a little bit about the type of person my wife was. She just deeply empathetic. She had a tough part to her. We were telling stories last night at home about some of those tough parts. But she just really, really cared about people. She was totally non-judgmental. She always said to the kids, be kind. You never know what the other person's going through. A lesson that I needed to hear as well. Well, okay. He's the comedian of the family, so I'll leave that where it is.
I heard my mother whisper in my voice. It was my aunt.
It was your aunt. Okay. As you can tell, we have a fairly fun-filled family here. She never really sought attention or credit for what she did. Sam's early experience with people calling her for medical advice certainly rang true. We had phone calls from across the country for Pam. And I think today, if Pam were with us today, I think she would be pretty embarrassed, I think, by the attention. But inside, I think she'd be touched and honored by the recognition and the legacy that we've been fortunate enough to establish in her memory. So let me transition. So Pam was my first source of inspiration for today. My second source is the college itself. I was invited to join the board in 2008. Little senior moment there. In 2008, and I went to a fundraiser at Bobby Schulman's house. I don't know if Bobby remembers this, but Bobby and Larry hosted Charlene Nunley, who was the president of the college at the time. And the one thing that stuck out in my mind was when I heard that within 2 years of graduating from Montgomery County Public Schools, 40% of the students take one or more classes at Montgomery College. And that just blew me away. So when I heard that and I was invited to join the board, I'm like, yeah, okay, let me find out a little bit more about this college. And I have never regretted for a day meeting the people who were with the college, who are just awesome, caring, compassionate, intelligent, and motivated to do the best they can for what I consider a very rare community asset, which is Montgomery College. You heard how I started the scholarship fund. After 50 years together, I was desperate for a gift. Between anniversaries and Christmas and Valentine's Day and birthdays, I'm like, I'm out. So I decided to do the scholarship in Pam's honor at the time. And I think something that I think will give you a sense of how caring the people in this college are is after Pam passed away, there were a dozen people, some of whom I did not know, who made donations to the scholarship fund from the college. And I was deeply, deeply touched by that. It showed how much they cared, certainly for me and for my family, and also for the future of the students here. So let me talk about the students. So that's inspiration number 3. And I'll start with a quiz. What do Brazil, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ethiopia, Ghana, India, and the United States have in common?
Montgomery College. Sam Nursing.
What? Sam. Listen up, people. I'm going to tell you. Those are just the countries of origin or background, just of the 13 scholarship recipients. So I don't know how many countries are represented, Dr. Williams, but it's a lot, 150. Okay, so that tells you a lot about the diversity in our community and how through the scholarships, not just I have done, but many others. I know Ken Becker has a number of scholarships as a board member. I'm sure other board members here do as well. But just thinking about the impact that those scholarships have, not just on the scholarship recipients like Sam, but also on their families and their futures and what they can do as they move up the economic scale, where education becomes important, where for them and their children and their families, they become the example. Thinking about that just gives me chills right now. I mean, it's just incredible what the students do. Do we have other scholarship recipients here other than Sam? Thank you. And I saw Perry had signed up, but I don't see him. I met him at the first luncheon. So why the nursing lab? Well, it was the scholarship recipients who inspired me. I had a luncheon in March of 2022 with Perry, Blaine, and Justice. And we sat for about an hour and a half. Katie was there. I don't think, Joyce, you were able to make that luncheon. But I heard, for the first time, I heard their stories about what they had to do to be in the position that they were that day, in terms of where they came from, in many cases how they got to this country, first in their families to go to college, and how important the scholarship funds were to them. And after the 3 scholarship recipients left, we were sitting talking, and I basically raised the question, what do you need? I mean, and Dr. Davis was there. She was talking about the expansion of the program, and leads us to today. Had the opportunity to enter into a gift agreement, and we'll see in a little bit the nursing lab. And so really 3 sources of inspiration: my wife, and of course my family, with including Pam in that. the college itself, which is just a remarkable community asset, and then finally the students themselves, who are such hard workers, so motivated. And Dr. Williams mentioned the ripple effect. When I think about not just my scholarship recipients, but the 128 students every semester that graduate, I went to a pinning ceremony, and where they are working and the work they will be doing going forward is incredible and life-changing, not just for them, but for the patients who are fortunate enough to have them. I've always said, no offense, Dr. Klein, I've always said I'd rather have a good nurse than a good doctor, except for Mark. We'll talk later. I'd like to close with a quote from the plaque that's going to be outside the entry to the lab. And in part, I had help with this from Katie and Matt in composing this. And it basically says, her smile, her laugh, and her warm personality lit up every room she entered. Pam always said she received as much from her patients as they received from her. We wish the same reward for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to talk about logistics for a moment. We're going to part a path here and let Dr. Williams and Dr. Davis show you where we're going to be next. It'll be the far end of the hallway. We're going to unveil the plaque and then have opportunity for you to go in and actually see the lab.
3, 2, 1, boom.